Hey there, VCE HHD students. My name's Andy. I'm a VC Health and Human Development teacher. In this short video, we're looking at creating a plan to have completed as many trial exams as you can before the HHD exam this year. This is obviously relevant for Unit 3 and 4 HHD for the 2025 plus HHD study design. Before we dive into this video, just a reminder, if you're on our YouTube channel at the moment, you can subscribe with the button in the bottom corner of the video there. That means you'll get alerts to all of our new videos as they come out across the year, particularly in the lead up to the HHD exam this year. We've also got our website, the hih.net.au, where there's opportunities for HHD students and teachers. Also, our social media, our Instagram, our TikTok, and our Facebook pages where you can follow us and get alerts to our new videos and other opportunities, and also our email, info@hih.net.au, if you'd like to get in touch. Before we dive into this video, if you are preparing for the exam this year and you're after some great course notes and practice questions to help you as part of your preparation in the lead up to the exam, if you head to our website, you'll see there's a student drop down where we have a link to this page where you can order our course notes and our practice questions. Also, if you're a Unit 1 and 2 student who happen to be watching this video, there are some course notes available there as well for Unit 1 and 2 students, so you can head to our website and check those out. Okay, so let's start with the question, how many trial exams should you complete before the exam? So I often have students ask me this question here, and the first thing I'll always say is there's no set or exact amount that equates to you achieving a certain study score. So it's not as if you doing 30 trial exams as opposed to 20 trial exams means you're going to get necessarily a better study score, but definitely, the more trial exams that you are completing, that probably means that you're getting greater opportunity to test your knowledge and skills in HHD, and it might mean you're more likely to come across a range of questions that could be similar to those in the actual exam. And so if you've practiced those through trial exams, then that might mean that you're better prepared for those types of exams if they do pop up, those types of questions if they do pop up in the actual exam. What I do always say to students is it's better to focus on reviewing the exams that you do complete and understanding where you can improve rather than just completing exam after trial exam without getting any feedback and thinking about where you should be adjusting your responses in future exams. So I've worked with a number of high performing students across the years that have kept a little notebook as they've completed trial exams, and they've either got feedback from myself as a teacher or by looking at the assessment guide that often comes with trial exams and taking notes regarding where they were losing marks. And in the lead up to the actual exam, they were then referring back to that notebook and before they completed more trial exams just to make sure they weren't making the same mistakes or errors again, because that's what I mean by reviewing the exams in detail and thinking about where are the areas I need to improve so I don't make the same mistakes again. In saying that, I definitely think it's worth trying to have worked through all the VCEE exams across 2018 to 2024, so the previous study design. Obviously, being aware that the format of those is a little bit different to the 2025 revised study design and exam specifications, and obviously a little bit of the content as well won't always necessarily be the same. So you need to touch base with your teacher just to make sure that if there's any questions you're unsure about whether or not it's relevant for 2025, that you check with them. But there's obviously also the 2025 VCEE sample exam that was released on the VCEE website earlier this year. I think that's a really good paper to make sure you're completing and reviewing in the lead up to the exam this year. And there's also company exams as well. So I've been involved with a number of trial exams and writing those for ACE this year. And there's a range of other company trial exams for 2025 that often schools, are able to order and that you can use hopefully in your preparation for the exam this year as well. But the thing that I've mentioned there is most importantly, have a plan. So let's have a look in this video here at how you can make a plan to ensure that you are completing, as many trial exams as you can fit in, as part of your schedule in the lead up to the exam to hopefully help you be as prepared as possible. Before we have a look at creating that plan, there's still a couple of opportunities if you'd like to come along to one of the exam preparation lectures that I'm running for ACE this year. You'll see a date and time there for the 5th and the 15th of October. So there's still a couple of sessions running. A couple of these have already passed, and there's been some great feedback from students that have found them really useful to help them as part of their exam preparation. I go over section A and B exam advice and strategies, in the lead up to the exam this year, as well as covering the key concepts across across all of Unit 3 and 4 and looking at some past exam questions and strategies to approach challenging questions. So you can still head to book.acevc.com and order, okay, or sign up for those sessions. And you can also order a copy of that revision questions book. You can see there also that's got over 500 marks worth of practice questions and sample answers that can help you as part of your exam preparation. So as I said, if you head to book.acevc.com, you can sign up for those. Okay, so this is what I mean by thinking about creating a plan. So I've just given you a sense here of what a few weeks could look like in the lead up to the HHD exam this year. And so what I think is a good idea when creating a plan is working backwards so that you can think about the date of the actual exam and what you can fit in between now and then. And so you'll see there in this little calendar that I've mocked up, I've put in on the Wednesday afternoon the HHD exam, and that morning you might want to be spending some time reviewing notes, and the day before that you might want to spend some time reviewing questions on trial exams where you lost marks, okay, to make sure you're not making those mistakes again. And the day before that you might want to just spend reviewing your notes and making sure you're across all of the content. Then you can see in the week before that I've included a couple of examples of where you might have set aside some time to complete the 2025 VCEE sample exam and then spent some time marking that, okay, and updating your notes if you're thinking about some areas where you were potentially losing marks or you might not have had, okay, the most complete examples in your notes following sitting down and reviewing your responses to that exam. And so then you can see earlier in the week, I've given another, okay, sample of where you might have also set some time aside to do that for the 2024 VCEE exam. So essentially what I'm saying here is that giving yourself some time, okay, to complete a trial exam and then next day setting aside some time to mark that, or you might be able to get your teacher potentially to mark that and give you some feedback, and then updating your notes, I think is something to think about doing for all of the trial exams that you're planning on completing between now and the exam this year. But if you work backwards, okay, in a calendar like this, you're able to work out how many trial exams you can fit in. Obviously, different students will have different commitments, okay? Some students might be in year 11, so they might not be as busy as year 12 students that have other subjects apart from HHD they're trying to fit in. But if you set up some kind of plan like this, at least you can try to see, okay, where you'll be able to find the time to complete these trial exams and how many you'll be able to fit in, hopefully, between now and the exam. And it's a way of trying to keep yourself accountable as well. Obviously, there's lots of things that'll be going on, particularly for year 12 students who might be sort of graduating, and there might be lots of end of year celebrations happening as well. So you need to think about how you can create a plan to make sure that you're keeping yourself accountable and being able to fit in these kind of trial exams between now and the exam this year. So this is something that you might want to sort of print out some blank copies of some calendars, okay, leading up to your exams this year. And then, as I said, work backwards from the date of the HHD exam and think about where you can set aside some time to complete those trial exams, mark them, refresh your notes, and then work out how many trial exams you're able to complete in the lead up to the exam and try to fit in the ones that you really think are essential as part of your exam preparation. But as I said previously, the most important thing is to make sure you've got a plan and try to keep yourself accountable and to get organized. Okay, hopefully you found that video useful. As I said, if you are after some extra practice questions, and there's also a full trial exam in this revision questions book that I've worked on with ACE this year, you can head to book.acevc.com to order a copy of that. Or if you're after a copy of our course notes and other practice questions, you can head to our website there, the hrh.net.au. Okay, thanks so much.